Alright, hello YouTube. Today I will be giving a review of Daryl Dixon from The Walking Dead, who is played by Norman Reedus. Alright, first thing I want to talk about Daryl is that, well, he's an excellent hunter, that's for sure. We met him in season 1 in Tell It to the Frogs, where he found out his brother was left on the roof, and he got like really pissed off and went after Shane and Rick with a knife, which, Shane and Rick was able to subdue him, obviously, because it's both of them. But Daryl was just this wisecracking, I wouldn't really say a hateful, but he had like a hateful, persona. But he was the perfect anti-hero of season 1 and season 2. I mean, he really was. Obviously he was still pissed off about Merrill his older brother being left on the roof. But, I think, he was pissed off at Jad, but he still, had faith in Rick's group, the, Atlanta surviving camp, that they were still good people. Even though, him and Merle was planning on robbing them in the middle of the night for their stuff. Because Daryl, he was never really, even in season 1 and season 2 when he was the anti-hero of the group and a lone wolf, he never seemed to be like, his brother Merle, a robber or anything. He would rather hunt for his own food, and, Daryl would hunt for his own food and his own place to live. While Merle, on the other hand, was like the muscle of the two brothers. He would rather rob, someone or beat the shit out of them like he did on the top of the building in Atlanta against Rick, T-Dog, and all of them. He basically took all of them on until, Rick was able to subdue him by hitting him in the back of the head for, I think his gun, I believe so. No, the butt of his gun. But Daryl, he's the ultimate survivalist. He is the ass kicker of the group by all the zombies he killed. Well, walkers, as they say in The Walking Dead. And he has no counterpart to the comic books. But I talked about this before in my other videos. D. White is, in my opinion, the comic book version of Daryl. D. White is, in my opinion, like I said before in all my other videos, he is, the based off Daryl from the Walking Dead TV show, because they both use crossbows, and they both are anti-heroes, which to me, D. White is more of a guy that plays both sides, like I said in my other videos. While Daryl, he is the right hand man of Rick's group. He is the now I wouldn't really say muscle of the group, because Abraham is in the TV show now, and so is Tyrese. But Tyrese, I'm not trying to get onto another subject, but Tyrese is really different from his comic book version. Tyrese in the comic book version was this 6 foot something, 200-pound muscles of a guy who's a former NFL player. While Tyrese in the TV show, he's like, I looked on his height, he's about 5'8", and he looks about close to 200 pounds. He's not really muscular, not really fat either, but kind of chubby a little. But Daryl Dixon, he has no comic book counterpart, but he looks like he looks like he belonged in the comic books. He looks like, he is the ultimate survivor. And if they do kill Rick off the show in later seasons, I believe he'll be able to carry the show on his own, just because he's that popular and that much of a survivalist. And also we've seen him as a group leader. We know after Rick went crazy in the prison arc, he took over the prison a little and was able to run it, pretty good. While Glenn, on the other hand, was just trying to find the governor and eradicate him. But Daryl, he is really, the survivalist, and can, really survive on his own. And another thing I want to talk about Daryl is that, this may sound weird, but Daryl wasn't even originally supposed to be part of the TV show. I know that sounds weird, but, I heard that Robert Kirkman, met Norman Reedus when Norman Reedus went up there to portray Merle. But Robert Kirkman liked Daryl so much they created a TV part for him, which was Daryl Dixon, Merle Dixon's younger brother, and it just turned out to be awesome. You know, he became Rick's right hand man. He's surviving through about 5 seasons now. You know, and he looks like he's gonna outlive Glenn, even though Glenn dies in the comic books. You know, I heard he's gonna die in season 5, but yeah, you know, Daryl, he has no comic parts. He was created just specifically for the Walking Dead TV show. You know, if he would have got the part of Merle, I don't think he would have done a very good job of Merle. So I'm glad, you know, Robert Kirkman made his own character just for the TV show as a younger brother of Merle Dixon, you know, as Daryl. And in my opinion, was the best, absolutely the best decision ever, because Daryl is absolutely the best, next to Rick, the best comic book character. He's other kind of parts in comic book, but the best character on the TV show right now. He absolutely is. Norman Reedus portrays Daryl just phenomenal. I mean, he really does. And I believe, you know, if Daryl would have never went to audition as Merle, I don't believe there would have been no Daryl. There obviously would have been a Merle in the show, but as for Daryl, there wouldn't be, you know. And I just don't think, you know, the Walking Dead TV show, in my opinion, would have gone that far. I mean, because they would have had to bring Tyrese in early to be his right-hand man, or even Merle as an anti-hero and bring him as a right-hand man. And I just don't see Merle as the right-hand man of Rick. I'm sorry, I just don't. And when I first saw, you know, Daryl and Merle, I first thought, you know, after Merle lost his hand, that he would have been the governor, because, you know, the governor also lost his, well, actually the governor lost his arm, his, you know, obviously his right eye, and I think he also got castrated by Michonne in the comic books. While in the TV show, the governor was a lot stronger, and he was able to subdue Michonne, but she stabbed into an eye with broken bottle, unlike the comic books where she just sliced and diced his ass up with the katana. But yeah, if there would have been no Daryl in the TV show, I just don't think, you know, it would have gone that far. Well, I think it would have still been on, but it just wouldn't have been that good. You know, Daryl is a perfect spice to the Walking Dead TV show. So I'm so glad that Robert Kirkman and all of them brought Norman Reedus as Daryl on the TV show. I mean, it was the best decisions ever, and it's really something different from the comic book series. Alright, that's going to be all for right now. But please like and subscribe. I'm going to make more videos of different stuff. But, you know, like one of my favorite subjects to talk about is obviously The Walking Dead. So please like and subscribe. This was my review of The Walking Dead. Review of Daryl Dixon. Yeah, that's his name. Sorry, I had a little brain bust. But yeah, that was my review of Daryl Dixon, and that's gonna be all for right now. So please like and subscribe. That's later.